going on, guys? Listen, we are here at the Landmark Theater in Baltimore, Maryland, and I am with not just the director, but a very good friend of mine. This is Kevin Kangas. How are you, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good to see you. Good. Hey, man. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man. You've been out of the loop for a little bit. What's going on?
It's been a while. I typically, take about 2 years between each movie, so we're about on schedule.
Well, I'm very excited to be. It's right. Yeah, you're on time to be late. In other words, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to be back in Baltimore here at the Landmark Theater, and let's just cut to the chase. This movie, Garden of Hedon. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's kind of a mystery with horror elements. It's about a man who wakes up in a house full of people who are just, all they're interested in is indulging their own hedonisms. And he starts finding women are being murdered in this house, and nobody seems to care,
right,
but him. So he starts trying to figure out, he doesn't know why he's there or what brought him there. And it's all about kind of his exploration and his attempt to stop the person that's murdering these people.
Interesting. Now, is this a full feature?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What other actors or what actors do you have in this project?
Which actors?
Yeah, who are playing your leads?
Richard Cutting, Danielle Lazo,
right,
who is she's moved to L.A. now, but
yes,
she was in Legion and stuff.
Yes.
Manuel Poblete is in it.
Okay.
Carl Stevens, Paul Sieber, ton of people.
You have a lot of dramatic actors in this project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought the important question was going to be why you're not in it.
Well, I am in your next film, right?
Absolutely.
See,
I'm writing a part for you.
I love how I work on these shows, so I just kind of say, listen, I'm not going to audition. Put me in your movie, right?
I've made you audition since, what, Fear of Clowns 2? I don't.
Exactly. Fear of Clowns and Bounty, correct?
Right.
We had a blast on those projects.
Yeah, Bounty. I was like, please come out and do this part. I can't find anybody really good for this part. And I know you'd nail it.
I got it by default, in other words. Thanks a lot, brother. No, wait, let me ask you, did you shoot this on the red?
Yeah, red one.
Yes, dude, I saw your trailer, and it looks fantastic.
It is beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was your cinematographer for this?
Jared No.
Good old Jared.
Yeah,
well, I'll get Ashley to interview Jared.
Yeah.
She's a hot chick. You need a hot chick next to a dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, TV Guide version, are you having a great time here at Landmark? What are the plans for this film after this premiere? I mean, are you taking it on the road? Is it going to be at film festivals or what?
I'm thinking about the film festivals now. I don't really know, but it's been just I literally just completed this on Monday. I work right up until the end, man. There's no on Monday and Tuesday I've watched this movie 5 times in a row because I kept burning the screen. And I'm like, I should fix that little thing that nobody else in the world would notice, but I do.
Yeah.
So I fix it and then burn a new screener. I got to watch the movie again. So it's a lot of work. I'm a little anal, I think is what I'm saying.
Well, I know. See, the film is still wet when he's working. It's unbelievable. You're unbelievable. Hey, if we wanted to get any more information on you, man, you got any websites? Where can we find you online?
KangasConFilms.com. GoHedon.com is the website for this one.
Nice.
And then Facebook. You can look us up under Facebook and friend us.
So. Bother this guy. He's a big name in Baltimore. Kevin, I will talk to you at the after party at James Joyce.
Yes, we will drink together.
Let's do it. Gonna see this film. See you soon, brother.
Thank you, man.
Right back. Ashley, you're up.
All right. Well, thank you, Johnny. Crazy guy. I'm here with Richard Cutting, the lead actor of the film. We are so excited to interview him. So tell me, what did you draw inspiration for this film and to play this character?
Well, this is a Kevin Kangas production, and Kevin always builds very special worlds. So it requires the actor to go to Kevin Kangas land. And in this instance, I play a detective who wakes up in this very strange house, and he can't get out, and murders keep happening, and I have to solve these murders really fast.
Right.
So I had to learn to be a detective sort of in triple motion.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, yeah, that's incredible. So I hear also that you are working on other things, and you're a pretty big deal. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, actually we just launched a web series called Milgram and the Fast Walkers. It's about UFOs. It's a noir soap opera about UFOs. And we're on the web at fastwalkerseries.com.
Perfect.
And it's going to run over 12 episodes, 3 seasons. It's going to be fun.
Now, do you have social media sites where people can get in contact with you in terms of, being your fan base and everything like that? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, thank you. I'm at Richard Cutting on Facebook, and we have Milgram and the Fast Walkers as our site for the web series.
Perfect.
And Go Hedon
Right.
is the Garden of Hedon site. So
now,
go there.
I heard this film was shot in red. Was that different for you? I heard you're a method actor. What do you bring to the film in terms of that?
Red is fun. You got to be really careful in your close-ups, and you got to know what you're doing when the camera's in a certain position. But it's not a lot different. You know, it's getting very prevalent now. So you know, I know Alonzo works a lot in the red. You know, he's a vet. So yeah, it's getting more prevalent, and it's getting easier.
Alonzo, who's that guy? I mean,
some guy from New York.
Oh, yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Well, this is Click on This, and I'm Ashley Clark, and this is Richard Cutting, and we are here at the premiere of Garden of Hedon, and thank you.
Thank you.
And this is Ashley Elaine for Click on This, and I am here with the sexy Emmanuel Poblete, who plays Oscar in the film Garden of Hedon. Tell me a little bit about your character.
Oscar is pretty much a rough character. He's a Mexican kind of like killer, but kind of befriends the main lead detective. He's almost like the muscle that helps him solve these murder mysteries and gives him a helping hand, especially in this tough kind of crowd. So Oscar is basically his kind of sidekick, but then at the same time his protector to make sure that people respect, you know, the main lead detective that's playing on here, which is Richard Cutting. And it was a fun character, and it wasn't even like acting. I mean, I had beard and everything, and I wore one outfit through the whole scene, which was so it was a lot of fun. And
no, that's wonderful. I mean, as you can see, this sexy big body. I mean, it's not that hard to be a protector when you look this good. Now, I hear that you've been around for a very long time. Was it 98, 96?
I started acting in 98. Sorry, excuse me. I've done 2 HBO principal roles. I did one on Veep, on The Wire. I've acted on Discovery, National Geographic. I've done a lot of stunts, weapons, so I do pretty much everything. And I was actually doing a commercial. I was Cal Ripken's stand-in, so that was yesterday. And I work mostly this area. I have my own talent management company, which is Bel Talent. I have a lot of my models and actresses around here. But I represent a lot of the local talent. I work with a lot of the media companies, the casting companies. I'm working with stunt crews now, so we put films together. I also produce films. So this was a really good film, and I'm really happy about it. We shot it with the red, so it's going to come out beautiful on the screen. Kevin did an awesome job. And like I said, my character was so laid back, I felt like I wasn't even acting. I felt like I just walk in the set and just say a line, just look at the camera. So if you see me really relax, you're going to see why.
No, that's fantastic. So if people wanted to get in contact with you or possibly submit something for your management company or get in touch with you on social media or anything like that, where would they go?
Most of my friends can reach me on Facebook, Manuel Poblete. You just got to put them together. Hopefully I'll accept you because I have a lot of Hollywood directors and producers that do the Hollywood films on Facebook. I use that as a marketing tool, but my company is Bello Talent. That's Beautiful Talent, which is Bello, and that's BELLO talent.com. And if they want to send one directly to me, it's just manuel@bellotalent.com. And like I said, if you're an actor, I'm always looking for new actors. I'm always casting, working with independent filmmakers as well as media companies. So that's usually where, you know, they can find me. So.
Well, great, and thank you very much. We'll let you go get to your seat. I know the premiere is about to start, but I'm Ashley Elaine, and this is Click on This. Hi there, this is Ashley Elaine, and you're watching Click on This. We're outside the beautiful James Joyce. We've run into the infamous local and famous actor, Jonathan Ruckman. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks you very much for asking. Thank you very much for asking.
You are very welcome, and I know that you were inside watching the Garden of Hedon. Tell me a little bit what you thought.
Well, I came down here to support local filmmaking here in Baltimore City. I have a couple of really good friends that were stars in the movies, and I really enjoyed their performance. It really got me thinking, and a couple of emotional responses there in the film, and that's what it's all about. Support my buds.
We love that around here. Local support's always a great thing. Now, I know you're currently working on a lot of projects. Tell me about a couple.
Well, I'm currently in the 3rd season of Boardwalk Empire on HBO. I've been doing that. I'm also in starring role as Devlin in Vampires, Rise of the Fallen. I just found out today that I booked something out of York, Pennsylvania called Moss. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I've always got something going, something pushing, something doing. So I'm also, helping out, getting ready to do Zombie Presidents with Michael Marino. Love that guy, and he's getting ready to start gearing up Dismal Creek. So, shout out to Tom Townsend, Johnny Alonzo, Rich Cutting, and half a dozen of the other guys, Mike Marino and Josh Davison. Love those guys. Love them.
That is absolutely fantastic. And just one last thing. If you could say you had a hedonism, what would it be?
Randomly talking to beautiful women on camera.
We love that over here on Click on This. And this has been Jonathan Ruxton and Ashley Lane for Click on This.
Click on This.
Wow, Johnny Alonzo here for Click on This. Look who I've got next to me. I've got the man of the hour. I've got my good friend, actually, Richard Cutting. How are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good. We really enjoyed your film tonight, man. Listen, congratulations on a great character. I mean, this character, Owen, that you played, as I was telling you before the cameras were on, I've seen you in many projects. I've seen, we've done projects together, The Church. What else have we done? Come on.
We've done The Church. We got our web series
Our web series
going.
coming up. I saw you in, National Treasure?
National Treasure 2.
Yeah.
Were you in that? Yeah. No. What else have we worked on?
We've done a couple of things. But point being, let me just cut to this, man. This movie, your character, Owen.
Yeah.
One hell of a character.
Oh, thank you.
You were the anchor of this film.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Now, tell me about it. I mean, what were your thoughts when Kevin, the director, or whoever it was, came up to you and approached you with this audition?
Well, the thing with this character is this is a detective who lives in the ultimate real world, the gritty street kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
But he's in an unreal world, and his normal moves are way out of whack, right? So the trick with this guy is to stay with what he does and try and improvise as this world comes at him.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of, I don't know what's going on here, about half the time for the guy,
Right.
which is uncomfortable.
Sure. Well, we felt that.
And then he had his backstory with his daughter, and the script was really nicely paralleled. And I think that's what drew me to it.
Sure.
There's a lot of moments there where you cannot be just the beat hard guy cop,
Right.
which is always refreshing.
Sure, no, absolutely. Now, I mean, did Kevin and friends, did they direct you in this? I mean, or was it a lot of your input?
Well, I'd say it's half and half.
Okay.
I can't say enough about Kevin.
Yeah.
Incredibly hardworking guy, focused, efficient, logical.
Totally.
I mean, this guy really is good.
Sure.
And he's very respectful, very collegial. So it was just the adjustments were there when they needed to be, and it was quite effortless.
Sure.
So
what I noticed in the film when it comes to the quality, first of all, the red is phenomenal. The red lens.
yeah, Jared did a great job.
Jared's a fantastic, cinematographer, DP. I noticed that the lights were ultra bright the entire time. Was that because it was supposed to be kind of a dream state idea? I mean, how did that work?
Well, I think some of that, some of this I saw for the first time. Some of it was color correction, but he did pop a lot of it, and I think he matched the tone of the scene. And the other thing with the lights is the composer is extraordinary.
Phenomenal.
So I think there was some kind of matchup between the lighting and the music
And the
scoring.
music.
Yeah.
I also noticed 95% of the movie had score.
Yeah,
You noticed it? Yes.
I did. I mean, this guy, when she eats the chocolate and it gets all quiet.
That's when I was like, oh my God, there goes, what happened to the background sound?
Yeah.
Very good, very
really
cool.
nicely paced that way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, so what are your thoughts on the film? I mean, this is maybe the second time you've seen it, right?
It's the
collective.
first time I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love it. I mean, Kangas writes a really good script. He and Luke, and they're fun to watch when they're doing it. It's like Laurel and Hardy.
Sure.
But, the way I like the way he respects the audience. You don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, I still don't know what's going to happen next. but it's perfect for audiences that love the horror genre but love a detective. I mean, that's the real nub here, is that it's detective and horror.
Well, this was the perfect role for you because I've known you for a very long time, and we'll get to what's happening with you in the future, upcoming projects. But this kind of character was very dark.
Yeah.
The script was completely dark, yet there was this little piece of your soul in the character, which I really found, which really caught my eye. So, when it comes to your character, was that something you planned it? How did that work?
That comes out of the fact where this guy gets into the movie. The guy comes into the movie. It's a very brief scene where he's got his gun in his mouth. It's the cop with the gun in his mouth.
Sure.
And so that's where I had to start the character.
Amazing.
And then I wake up, but that's still in my head.
Sure.
So this guy keeps secrets and likes secrets, and he's got a very dark thing going on right from the jump.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now let's fast forward. You're going to be working on a new web series, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you might be involved.
I think I am involved.
So it's called Milgram and the Fast Walkers.
Yes.
And it's a noir soap opera
Correct.
about UFOs.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. I've known him too long.
And we
Yeah.
So it's a web series, right?
Yes.
So we're going to tell it and tell it and tell it, and it's about a corporate litigator, a woman, a high-powered woman lawyer, and a lot of great women actresses in this. A lot of good women.
Sure, you got some
actresses.
names?
I got some names: Kate Revell, Walker Hayes.
Yes, LA girl. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Who else? There's tons of them.
List,
I
yeah.
can't give you more because I want to reveal them too. You know.
Got you.
But John Bailey's in it. I'm in it. Just a lot of good people, and it's a soap opera.
Sure.
So we've got here's the log line. It's what happens when alien presence intrudes on everyday people's life. You know, it's like your neighbor Frank comes and puts his arm around you and says, Frank, you got to do something about your wife. She's walking around in the backyard in her pajamas with the blue lights.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's everyday intrusion of UFOs in a soap opera format. So I think it's really going to be
It's gonna
a
be,
new thing.
Sure. Now, did you write this?
I wrote it.
Yeah.
I'm directing a lot of it.
Right.
And doing the lead.
And it's going to be mainly in the Mid-Atlantic tri-state area?
Yeah, we're going to try and shoot from New York to, say, Richmond. We got some locations lined up, but it's mostly East Coast. If anybody on the West Coast wants us to shoot out there, we're available.
There you are. Very good. If anybody wants to find you online, give us some social networking websites.
Yeah, our Facebook page is called Milgram and the Fast Walkers.
Very good.
And we're tweeting at Fast Walker Series, and the site is called fastwalkerseries.com.
Fantastic. I'll be sure to get Zeb to type that all up on
Please
cam.
like our Facebook page. That's the ruthless plug.
We're going to go back in. Listen, Paisan, it was great seeing you.
Great. Thank you, Johnny.
Anytime, my friend.
Really good seeing you.
Guys, this is Johnny Alonzo with Richard Cutting, the famous actor.
Queens
out of
rocks.
Absolutely. Howard Beach, Queens.
All right,
back
man.
to you.
Thank you.
I have to tell everybody again.
Yes, Ashley, Jared is crazy. Anyway, what's up, guys? Johnny Alonzo. I'm here at in front of Landmark Theater, actually in front of James Joyce here in Baltimore, Maryland. And I have one of the stars from the film tonight. Paisan, how are you?
I'm doing well, Johnny. How are you?
Good to see you. Hey, tell everybody out there your name and your character that you played tonight.
I am Frederick Cowie, and I played Brian.
Now, let's get into your character. First of all, I really enjoyed the film. And I have to say, dude, it was a very strong performance all around. From you, Richard, even Kangas's little cameo.
It was nice. It was nice.
It was very
It's
unexpected.
funny because he used to not want to be on camera, and every movie he does, he puts himself in more and more and more and more.
Yeah,
So
you noticed that. We did.
I noticed it. I definitely noticed it.
We did Bounty together, didn't we?
Yep. And he was
Yes.
like, "Get the camera off me! Get the camera off me!" And now in this one, he's like, "I want to, I want the camera directly
If
on
anything, I think he stole my role.
me."
I know Kevin too. Yes, I did. Anyway, let's get back to your character. Your character's name was Brian, correct? And now, tell me about it. Did you audition for this, or did he just give you the character? How did it go down?
I auditioned, and Kevin said, just do what you want with it, see where it goes.
Yeah.
Gave me pretty much free reign to
Yeah.
do what I wanted with the character.
Okay.
And just kind of gave me, gentle pushing here and there as we were filming, because initially I was trying to look at it more as like a sinister character, like a red herring. And it seems like that was done a lot throughout the movie, where it's like sort of a calm creepiness. So Kevin's just like, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's too nice. So he's like, just, be happy, smile, react to other people,
Sure.
that kind of thing. So
And it actually played off very well in the film.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. How many days were you on the set for this?
I think about 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
It was a
on.
pretty quick and furious shoot, yeah.
Now, did you shoot this locally, or was it where was it?
Shot it locally. I think it was in the Annapolis area.
Okay.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, the producer's family owns a doll factory, an antique doll factory.
Oh, wow.
So we shot some of it in a doll factory, and there was like teddy bear heads all around and like doll parts on the floor.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
pretty interesting, pretty
Totally
surreal.
worked for this film.
It puts you in the mood, that's for sure.
No doubt. Now, getting back to that, you just said surreal. This film was completely surreal. I just mentioned it to Richard. Now, give me your take on this. The lights were kind of intense the entire film. Did you ever notice that? It was almost like a weird dream state. Was that intentional?
I think that they made some really good choices with the lighting.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that when we're in the basement, at one point in the movie, and everything's red.
Yes.
It's almost distracting, but it's so subtle.
Yes.
Just that we're all bathed in that light and what's happening, and then you get the music in there and the score.
Yeah.
I think they made some really good choices with that.
No, they really did. Also, the guy that did your score, first of all, brilliant. I noticed it was in 95% of the movie, and it just dipped out when Maria was talking to her father, quote unquote. I mean, those were some great pieces. I mean, you as an actor in the film, you understand this. The score was yet another actor or character, I think, that played a role in the film, correct?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it was at some point you're looking at the excesses that are there in the movie, and with that score, he was continuing to give us inputs and information throughout, even if you don't really understand or get or notice that you're receiving this information, but like emotional information, character, text, everything like that, because you continue to hear this score, this underscore.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a metaphor for the film.
Sure.
Non-stopping, continuous. Yeah.
Plays that. So, if any, I mean, what do you have upcoming? Any projects on the horizon?
Currently, I am working on a film called The Missouri Strain, and that is a short film that is in post-production right now. And you can see the trailer at westco.com. westcopictures.com.
Very good.
So yeah, if you'd like to see that,
Yeah, of course. And if we wanted to find you online, do you have any like social networking or any websites?
You can find me at IMDb, Frederick Cowie at IMDb, and you can find me on Facebook at Frederick Cowie.
Fantastic.
So, yep.
Listen, we look forward to seeing this hopefully in the film festivals and when we get back out west to the West Coast. And much success to you, man.
Thank you, John.
It was good seeing you.
Always
brother.
a pleasure.
Always. Enjoy your drinks and James.
I shall.
Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Johnny. This is Ashley with Click on This, and I'm here with Jared No, the cinematographer for the movie. After seeing the movie, what'd you think?
It's done. It's edited, so hey, I can't complain about that. We got to go back and do some tweaks and things like that. But hey, what movie isn't completely done when it gets to the premiere? So.
During the whole editing process and shooting and filming, what was your favorite part? What did you really get to indulge in or maybe work on or anything like that? What was your favorite part about editing or tweaking the movie into your favor or working on a craft that you have?
So Kevin, I don't know if I'm giving trade secrets, but Kevin is kind of he's a little bit protective of his projects. So technically, that's the first time that I've actually seen the movie since we finished shooting in 2010, October of 2010. So that's the first time that I've seen it actually on a screen. So anyway, that was nice. But as far as my favorite part of it is Kevin kind of gave us a lot of kind of free reign to kind of do a lot of different things and to kind of try out a bunch of different stuff. And so it was kind of nice being able to kind of experiment with that. And just, we've always been very lighting heavy, where we try to focus on a lot of the lighting. And again, if we'd had more time, we had more, had more money, had more time, we could have done a little bit better. But hey, we're happy with what we got, and hey, it's a finished movie. A lot of people can't say that, so.
Well, I think you did a great job. And now, how did you get introduced to Kevin? How did you start working with Kevin Kahn's films? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I met Kevin back when I was still in college. My friend Frank Lama was like, hey, I got this movie. I need a sound guy on, because at the time I was young and dumb and wanted to be a sound guy and thought that, and then I realized I wasn't that crazy. So I kind of got away from that. But yeah, I came on that project, which was Fear Clowns 2, which was, again, 8 years ago, and worked with them, and then kind of became it became me, Kevin, and Dave Moon, who was the DP at the time. And then I kind of continued to work with Dave Moon after that. And then me and Kevin, again, we kind of connected on that movie. And then when he came around for Bounty, he asked me to DP Bounty. And I was like, hey, cool. All right, I'm not going to complain about that.
Sure.
And so I did Bounty. And then, when it came time for this, hey, he gave me the call again. So couldn't complain too much.
Well, that is great. Now, after a project like this that has been so great and so successful, how do you follow that up? What are you working on currently?
It's weird. I haven't seen it this busy, and the entire time I've been in this business, it's been really, really good. The economy's laxing up, so people get all of a sudden free with their money again, which is good for indie guys. So because when you get a studio picture, hey, that's cool. Like, you know, that money's always going to be there. But with the indie industry, it always kind of flexes with the economy.
Sure.
So now that the economy's better, we're actually kind of really slammed. We've got a lot of projects coming up. I know some of the bigger ones we have coming up is we've got a Jamie Foxx movie coming up. Hopefully next month they're going to shoot that. Just got the call today that we're probably going to be shooting a movie with Tiffany Shepis and Belladonna, I think, you know, and some others. So anyway, you know, it's looking like it's going to be a good year. So.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. We are so proud of you. We love what you've done with this film. And if you could say that you had one hedonism, what would it be?
Ooh, one hedonism, what would it be? I got to go back to my default, which is one of my big vices, which is drinking. You know, hey, I enjoy my drinks from time to time, but don't get too crazy. But no, I guess that would be my one kind of go-to, I guess, if that's the recurring theme amongst everybody you guys are interviewing. So.
Well, this is perfect, and I'm Ashley Lane, and we are filming with Jared No outside of James Joyce, feeding his hedonism, and you're watching Click on This. Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm bumping into everybody here tonight. Paisan, how are you?
Doing well, Johnny. How are you?
Good to see you. Listen, tell the viewers, give us your name and your character tonight with the big old movie that we just saw.
Well, I'm John C. Bailey, and you can call me John. I play Tom, and that's all I'm allowed to tell you.
I know, we're kind of not at liberty to give everything away. We don't want to have any spoilers, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's no spoilers but the pate.
Yeah. Let's just start from the top, dude. First of all, I loved your character tonight. Phenomenal, yes. It was one hell of a performance. I need to ask you, was this your idea? Because first of all, I noticed you changed your voice. I mean, you kind of brought it down. Was this Kevin's idea, or was this yours, or was this collaboration of, you know, both you and the director?
Complete collaboration.
Really?
Yeah, the whole time. I mean, I, you know, after reading the script, came in with some ideas, and Kevin and I talked about it. We talked about it with Luke, the writer, Luke Hero.
Yes.
And, you know, as we went along, you know, we kind of figured out who was who and what was what.
Sure.
You know, like you do.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but at the beginning, you know, my character is just someone who likes to help people.
Sure.
And that's what I like to do.
Dude.
I like to help people.
I'm not trying to give anything away with your character or the movie, but there was such a Renaissance man going on there. Very cool thespian, I should say. Yes. Was this something? Was this an approach of yours? I mean, was this an idea, or really was this something that just kind of morphed into character?
Well, I don't think this is giving too much away. That the people in the house, some of them have been there for quite some time.
Okay.
So there's really no. I tried to choose period, non-specific clothing from my wardrobe, and there's really no set dialect for anyone. So if I was, you know, just kind of a smooth-talking, chill, kind of, you know, touchy-feely, crunchy granola guy there for a while, and then at some point, I don't know why, in the movie, I might have changed to more of a classical, you know, meter and timbre to my voice.
Sure.
That was it was intentional, and that's all of that training. You know, Mom, the undergraduate acting degree actually came in handy. Yeah, to say things besides want fries with that.
Did you audition for this character, or was it wasn't handed to you?
No, absolutely not. It was an audition process. I auditioned for Richard Cutting's role.
I was going to say, you probably didn't audition for your original character. I mean, for the character you booked. Yeah.
I actually auditioned initially for the character of Owen.
Right.
And in the audition, Kevin said, "You know what? Let's give Tom a try. Yeah." And we talked. Actually, the answer to that previous question is that a lot of that came out in the audition.
Really?
I think when we discussed what Tom was about, because he really wanted to help me give the best reading possible in the audition.
I love it. Well, you know, I mean, Richard played an amazing Owen. I thought he was great. And I thought your character, I mean, you guys fit the roles that you actually portrayed and performed for the film. I thought you were amazing. You're welcome. Now, what do you have on the horizon? What do you have coming up?
Well, a movie with One Eyed Horse Productions called Day of the Gun.
Okay.
Has just been greenlighted, and I'll be playing what's called the dog heavy.
Okay.
In Old West, like spaghetti western terms, there's a suit heavy or a dress heavy and a dog heavy.
Okay.
And so I'd be the guy, you know, with the trail dust and the one that really does most of the dirty work. A character named Cal Bateman.
Okay.
That's Cal Bateman, despite the car driving by, in a movie called Day of the Gun, and we hope to be shooting that principal photography in September. Although I think there's an initial big scene in June. I'm also getting ready to resume filming on the History Channel miniseries, The Men Who Built America.
Seen your stuff on FB.
Yeah.
Very cool.
The Men Who Built America, such as Andrew Carnegie, and my character, who is Henry Clay Frick, who did most of Carnegie's dirty work. So why do I get all the dirty work?
For some reason,
Well,
you're just a
dirty
dirty
man,
guy.
Johnny.
Yeah, I know, brother. I know.
I'm a dirty man, Johnny.
Here we go. He's got his gangster thing going. Hey, if we wanted to find you online, man, you got any social networking addresses?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm the only John C. Bailey in Washington, D.C. I invite all comers as friends, and I don't have a fan page. I
should.
I maybe should.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Twitter is John_C_Bailey, and what else? You know, just kind of building up that whole thing.
Sure.
You know, finally kind of getting the message that maybe that's a good thing to do. You know, because we now have a really just sterling vehicle to do all those things for ourselves, for Kevin, for Jared No, you know, and for everyone involved with the movie. Yeah. So, you know, it's nothing but champagne and caviar from here, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely, champagne, caviar, and nicotine. Faizan, it was great talking to you, man.
Thank you very much,
brother.
It
was good to be back in Baltimore to see you guys tonight.
And thanks to you, thanks to your audience, and please come see Garden of Hedon, and look for Day of the Gun and The Men Who Built America on the History Channel. Have a good night, man. I'm gonna.
You go in and have a drink. I'll buy you a whiskey. We'll do that.
We'll do that.
Yeah. More from us in a minute. Just click on this.
I am here with the gorgeous and completely domineering Bel Iblis, and she was the dominatrix consultant on the Garden of Hedon, and we are just going to steal her for a little bit and talk to her about her hobby, her craft, and everything she had to do with this movie. So tell us a little about what you did, what you do for the movie, how you consulted them, and what scenes were shot, and all the influence that you had in this movie.
Okay. Well, I'm Bel Iblis. I am a professional lifestyle dominatrix here in the greater DC area. And I had been contacted by Luke, one of the writers on the film, to use my studio, the Blue Room, for one of the scenes. So I consulted with them on that, helped them get into the mindset of the people that are into fetish, hedonistic sort of lifestyle, and what they may be interested in, as well as setting the scene for one of the murder scenes in the movie. I won't say which one. Towards the beginning, and help them with all that. So I kind of helped them get into that sort of mindset of the hedonistic fetish world.
Now, after seeing the movie, do you think that the dominatrix world was totally portrayed in the correct way in the film?
I would say so, because I was the dom in the movie. So, yeah, I think we did a good job at giving at least a little taste of a little action, a little fetish gear, a little bondage, a little corporal punishment, kind of spiced in there as well. So I think they did a really good job with that, definitely.
So now this is your professional life. Now tell us a little bit about how you got into dominatrix and what you do currently.
Okay. I had actually got into this sort of as a byproduct of just looking for something part-time to do. I've done sales and studied psychology and all that, so this is sort of the progression of going the next level, getting inside people's minds, what makes them tick, telling me things that they want to tell anyone. So that's kind of evolved into now I teach workshops, I do lifestyle parties, host private events, so if you want to host something sexy and fun, I can kind of create everything for you, super on the down low, you know, so everyone has a good time, but not everyone is in your business, so.
Sure. And in keeping up with in theory of the film, what would you say your hedonism is?
My hedonism. That's a tough one. I have a sort of partial desire towards finely dressed men in business suits. That's Bella's secret. So Brooks Brothers boys, be wary.
We
She
love
wasn't prepared for that.
We love all of that, and this is the wonderful and gorgeous Bel Iblis. Now, tell us if anyone needs to reach out to you, a fan base or staff or new client. Tell us how they get in touch with you.
Sure, you can contact me through my website, bellasblueroom.com, or I have Facebook page, Bel Iblis, or on Twitter, Bel Iblis, DC.
This has been Ashley Elaine and the gorgeous Bel Iblis, and you're watching Click on This.
Wow, I've bumped into everyone here tonight. It's good to be back in Baltimore in front of the Landmark Theater and James Joyce here down in Inner Harbor East. And I am with a very, very, very good friend who I haven't seen in probably what? I'm not going to even say the name.
Don't say it.
I won't. But anyway, this is, just introduce yourself and tell them how we know each other.
Hi, I'm Katie Fox. I actually work here at James Joyce, but I've known Johnny for years. He and I did a little film together back in the day that's called Mardi Gras Baltimore.
Mardi Gras Baltimore.
A little Hopkins film. It was a good time. Some of the best times of my life.
Yes, it was a great time. It was actually it was your introduction to the film world.
Yes, it was. My
Yes.
first film.
You were like 11 years old.
Something like that. I don't even want to think
And
that far.
look at this hottie now. Oh my God. If I didn't know you, I'd be hitting on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So wait, Mardi Gras Baltimore, did it not launch the Hopkins Film Festival?
It did indeed. That was the first film in the film department at Hopkins, and since then it's like the 18th year or 17th year I think they've done the film festival down at Hopkins.
Exactly.
So it launched a whole department at the Hopkins University, which is a special thing.
It did, and I think our director's name was Gil.
Gil
right?
Jowitz,
Gil
yep.
Jowitz. He's
Still
up in
a
New
local
York,
man.
I think, right?
I think he's still a local man.
Really?
Yep.
And his partner was Matt, right?
Yeah, Matt. Last I heard, he was teaching English in
Japan or something.
Right?
Yeah, I heard that too. Now, just 20 more seconds with you. What are you doing these days? I know that you're into modeling, right?
Yeah, I am. I actually just got back into the industry a little bit. Signed with a little agency, a local agency, so I'm trying to get into little print modeling, little hair shows, that kind of stuff. Just some fun.
Yeah. And it's going well for you?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. I've seen some of your photos on Facebook. It's good. I'm lurking your page.
That's all right.
It's all good. It's all good. So, I mean, TV, let's wrap this up. So, basically, you are still in the business. You're just not acting anymore? Is it?
Not so much. I kind of got out of that a little bit, but I'm open to anything these days.
Yeah?
Yep, whatever will get me out there.
That's hot. So, listen, for our audience viewers, tell us your name again and where you're located.
I'm Katie Fox from Baltimore, Maryland.
You heard her here first. This is Johnny Alonzo for Click on This.
This is Ashley Elaine, and you're watching Click on This, and I am here at the Garden of Hedon premiere at the lovely James Joyce, and I have run into one of the awesome actors in the movie, Ryan Thomas. Tell me about your part in the movie.
I play a kind of a scumbag. I'm not sure what my hedonism is really, but it has something to do with sex and probably girls that are disadvantaged at the moment. It's a very small part, but it's pretty memorable, and I get a nice gory death scene. So,
when you read the script, what intrigued you, and what made you take this role?
Actually, I took the role before I read the script. I'm friends with the director, Kevin, and he called me up and basically just said, I have a good scumbag role for you to play in this, and those are always fun to play, so couldn't turn that down.
That is fantastic. Are you currently working on anything else?
Actually, I have a couple of films coming up. I'm working on a film called Vampires that's getting ready to film very soon, and a short film about high school wrestling that films next month called The Hardest Six. And I also write, so I'm working on a couple of scripts right now too.
That is fantastic. I know we're out here in the rain, and thank you for taking the time to interview with me, but
very well.
If you could say what your hedonism was in real life, what would that be?
Wow. Probably pizza. That would be the thing that comes right to mind first. So.
Pizza. You've heard it here first on Click on This. Ryan Thomas. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I didn't think I was going to be doing any interviews tonight. Al Soto here with Click on This. Thanks, Johnny and Ashley. Here with Paul Sieber, one of the actors from Garden of Eden. What's up, Paul?
I'm doing great.
Right on.
Really happy with the film. I think it was fantastic, and the cast
It was.
and everybody. I'm very impressed.
I thought your date would have been the doll that was in the film.
Yeah, I had a couple people ask me that. She left me for one of those old Navy mannequins. So, it was bound to happen, In real life, she was cute, but in real life, she was a stiff. So.
The jokes, we're here all night. We can keep going on.
I had to keep going on with the same joke, Eventually, someone's going to go, I heard it. Then it'll have to move on. But I got to say, I'm just really, really happy with the film. The cast and crew just did a terrific job, and you can't be more pleased with the end result than you can with a film like this.
How did you challenge your inner creepy guy to be the actor that portrayed a guy that loved some mannequin?
Well, I think it was kind of funny because in this house full of freaky people, I was the freak. And so I guess what I tried to do was just try to make it funny. I mean, it was just a matter of how can you be serious if your girlfriend's a mannequin? So the only problem was the darn doll must have weighed about 45 or 50 pounds. So every trying to keep it, carried around, it was actually a lot of times it was sitting on my foot. If you watch, a lot of times I'm walking like this because the doll was sitting on my shoe because it was so damn heavy. But it was just kind of play it for some laughs and for some fun.
Yeah, that's what I thought because there's quite a few delectable actresses in that scene in the Garden of Eden.
Yes, and mine was.
But so you prefer the inanimate.
I prefer
ones.
the porcelain head and arms with the foam body, which keeps me out of trouble at home too. So that's
Okay.
Don't want the real wife to get mad.
That's true.
Say, did you have a scene with a girl? And I say yeah, she was a real doll, and so you have to do the doll joke. So.
She's a doll face, all right.
She's a real doll face. Okay. But my understanding from Luke was that the doll was actually originally owned by Anne Rice.
Oh, wow.
So that was a little backstory with the mannequin on that, too. But it was actually kind of, the costume on it was actually really fragile, and we kept having to, pin pieces up because the fabric kept falling apart, as we were going through. So, the irony was the best scene I thought that really kind of made Alan stand out was the last scene we filmed, which is the first scene you see him in. When we turn around in the room, I'm like, yes? And that was actually the last thing we did, and I said, I've got to make this guy really obnoxious. So it was the only way to play it.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of fun playing a very different kind of a character. I tend to play a lot of drier characters and a lot of different things. And I had just finished filming Ninjas versus Vampires a couple of weeks before we started filming this. And that character was really serious and my hair all slicked back and, And I said,
that's why you're an actor. You got to play have a different dynamic, right?
There's no way I can have this guy. If someone goes what was with the hair? I said, I didn't want to look like the vampire. I didn't know what the hell to do, so I just said, I'm just going to make my hair all goofy. So everything kind of came out, and Kevin gave me some great direction too. I mean, ways to play off the different scenes, to play off the other characters, and I really think as an ensemble, everybody's characters really worked well together. It was very believable that they were these people in this place that were so extremes. And different personalities and everything like that. And so it was really a lot of fun to film too. So
gotta ask, what's your personal hedonistic pleasure?
I like food, so I would be a foodie.
There you go.
So I like to cook it and I like to eat it.
All right.
So
there you go.
Everybody has to have something, right?
Paul Sieber, guys, one of the actors from Garden of Eden, guys. More to come. Click on this.
Thank you, Al. Look, and last but not least, guest of honor. CEO, chairman of the board, I've got Kevin Kangas. How are you, brother?
How are you?
Yeah, good. I started the interviews, and now I'm closing with this guy. First of all, congratulations on such a great premiere. It was a wonderful, awesome film.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm telling you, dude. You and I have done 2 movies together. I've seen all your films. This is actually kind of plateaued. I mean, not plateaued. You guys actually went up, and you went in a very different, just in a different direction. Tell me about this film.
I think it was more of a mystery. When I first approached Luke, who's the co-writer, about doing it, I said, listen, we were going to originally do this for the web, so we were going to do webisodes. So I said, what do you think about writing a story where there's a really serious beat every 5 minutes, something really there's a turn in the script every 5 minutes, but sort of a mystery instead of with horror elements, but rather than a straight horror thing like I normally do. So, and he's the one that came up with the idea of the Garden of Hedon. And from there, basically we went ahead and pounded out the storyline and then, wrote the script. So.
I love it, dude. I mean, it was quick, it was fast. I brought this up in 2 of the interviews already. I spoke this with Richard and someone else. The lighting, it was very bright, and I love that. It made the film very ethereal. Was that something? Was that a conscious?
Yeah. You watch any giallo movies? Any of the Italian giallo horror at all?
Of course. Good. Crime
Mario
fiction.
Bava. Yeah. I had said ahead of time. I told like Nate Spivey, who was the gaffer, with Jared's crew. I said, bring every gel you've got. We're gonna do a lot of color. There's gonna be a lot of interesting color in the background stuff. So that was a conscious decision, and we were constantly working on that how we were gonna make it.
Giallo and Fantastique, right?
Yeah.
See, I know what I'm talking about. I love that, dude. Great idea. Now, when it came to writing, it was you and Luke. You guys collaborated on this, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how long did you guys write? How long did it take to write?
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yep.
6 months. And you guys didn't shoot very long.
It was like about 14 days over 16. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. That's the way you got to do it. The weekend stuff just doesn't work. Shooting weekends?
No, that doesn't work.
Cannot do that. No.
I noticed your cameo. Now, you and I have done 2 films together. This cameo was probably the longest you've been on screen. You want to elaborate?
It's very uncomfortable. I'm the behind the camera. I don't like being over on this side of the lens. It's very scary. But honestly, Luke was supposed to, I don't mind doing cameos, like Hitchcock cameos where I walk through. I've done it in all my movies where I'll walk through, you'll see me briefly.
Yeah.
But Luke was supposed to do that cameo, but he was not around. So I said, fine, I'll sit down. I'll actually have the script in front of me.
Yeah.
So I put the script in front of me, and, we shot it. But
see, I've been telling everybody that was my role, and that Kevin just didn't want to cast me.
Dude, we give you important roles, not little tiny. We give you roles to act. You're the actor.
I'm
the extra.
Again, when people want it, first of all, congratulations, really, man. We had such a blast.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here, man. It's going to be back in Baltimore. One more time, if we want to find you online, where can we find Kevin and these projects?
KangasConFilms.com, GoHedon.com will lead you there if you don't know how to spell it. And then Facebook, you go to Facebook and you can either search for Garden of Hedon or Kangas Films.
Perfect. And we look forward to seeing you on the next set, brother.
I look forward to seeing you on my next set.
I look forward to seeing me on his next set. Kevin,
you, man.
Enjoy yourself. We'll see you inside.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. For click on this. This is vodka?
Vodka inside.
And whiskey. For click on this is Johnny Alonzo. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right, guys. We have another actor from the Garden of Eden, Carl Stevens. How are you tonight?
Cold and wet.
That's what she said. But anyways,
this is going to go on TV. I do not agree with that.
Anyways, it kind of fits the theme because you actually played kind of a creepy priest in this film, didn't you?
Did you think I was creepy?
I mean, there's some creepy undertones, I'd say. Yeah.
I did. By the way, I did not think I was creepy. I thought I was sincere.
Okay.
I think Kevin, the director, did some editing and maybe tricking because I didn't know he was going to try to make me look like potentially the murderer.
Yes.
And maybe that's what you picked up.
That's exactly what I picked up. Exactly.
I didn't see any of that in the script. I found myself to be a what's the word? Protagonist?
Protagonist?
Oh, for righteousness. So I took the part. And so, yeah, I don't know if I thought I was creepy.
But typically, did you feel that you portrayed a priest that you would see in normal life? Because I was thinking like Guido Sarducci, like back in Saturday Night Live back in the day with the long hair. That's my first impression.
Well, I don't know who that is, but the hair I just happened to have, and I didn't see a priest that looked like that. So
yeah, exactly,
I don't know why he chose me,
mm-hmm.
but I felt like a priest.
Okay.
I felt like a priest, and I mean, I did want to help those people. I was confused about murder, and
it just seems ironic to have a priest in a scene in a house with cocaine and naked strippers, and I thought it was interesting to have a priest around.
Well, certainly there was irony, but I also think that I was sincerely missing the point. I think this was the real message behind my character, that I believed we were in heaven, and I had some twisted version of what heaven was, but I believe I was sincere, and hence the surprise when I realized that this was not the case. So yeah, I thought it was a good role. Right. I liked it.
Yeah, and I liked it too. I thought you did a phenomenal job.
You did?
Yes, you did a phenomenal job.
Now let me ask you, so why was I phenomenal? Like, what showed this phenomenalness?
All right, well, now you're asking me the question.
Well,
but
you said it, right? So you should have a reason or an answer.
I just thought you took that character. We've never seen a priest with that personality, and I think the way you portrayed that character was different, but very convincing.
I thought all priests were like that, but maybe you're right. I mean, what do I know?
I did go to Catholic school, but I don't remember the priest there looking like that. But
No, not looking. But I meant But I think you're not complimenting me on my looks. You're complimenting me on my
your act
behavior.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Nice. I mean, I hope that's what I was trying to. I wanted to be believable.
And certainly you were. Well, what else might we have seen you in? Other projects here in town?
Well, I've been on the local stages, but I don't know if you've seen that. And I'm in a web series in DC, and I've been in shorter films, like what do they call them? Indie films. So, yeah, I was in Wasting Daylight, a film that my friend, you can find it on Vimeo, a friend of mine made. I think it's very clever. It's a short film. It's funny. But actually, this is my first feature. And an interesting note for whoever's watching this, if anybody's watching this, I went to try to get the role of an Amish person because I had a beard and my hair was not short, which is what I think Amish are like, but I don't really know if that's correct. Do you think it's right?
Yeah.
So I went, and I didn't get the role, but, that goes with acting. But a couple months later, I got a message from Kevin, and he said, I'd like you to be a priest in a feature film that I'm making. And I said, well, who are you, number one, and how do you know that you want me? And he said, I was on that board, because there were a lot of people. There were like more than 8 or 9 people at that Jebediah, or whatever the film was, I don't remember, but some local thing. And, it's very interesting. It's a small world, because whatever I did, he saw that priest in me at that audition for an Amish guy. So it's very interesting, because they say go to auditions whether you want the part or not, because any way it helps you. It helps you in like overcoming fear, if you have that. It helps you in exposure, because the guy who's watching you may also think that you're not suitable for that role, but he may have some other thing going on in his head next year, another film and another role. And for instance, I have a kind of specific look, right, with beard.
You don't say.
Well, I think it is. I think it is because there are not so many people like that. But I get roles usually. I don't usually get priest roles, but things like psychotics, or homeless, or twisted Vietnam vets, and things like that. So, this look kind of means something to people. And certainly I have to make a decision, because every day of my life I'm trying to decide, do I want this to be gone? It's kind of it's maintenance.
But it's your trademark, it seems.
Well, it doesn't get you many dates. I mean, I don't think people like this look, but it does get me work. So I asked the last.
Wait, both.
Well, you do have to weigh. So I asked these agents, is this helping me or hurting me? And they said, well, you're not going to get cast as a banker or a president or a CEO, but who wants those roles anyway? They may not be interesting. But for someone who wants you, they can pull you out of a whole crowd. So that's what I was told like 3 years ago. And so I've been keeping this, but still I kind of wish I could change it. But
but it's definitely working. One last question before we go. What is your personal hedonistic pleasure?
I don't think I believe in hedonism. I don't have a hedonistic pleasure.
All right.
I think people should not be hedonistic.
Well, there you go. From an actor, from the star of Garden of Eden, a movie about hedonism. Yeah,
just got paid. That's all. I got paid.
Very good. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thanks, dude.
Carl here. Click on this. The man. Thanks, buddy. It's awesome.